All praise to the God that flows around me, through me, in me, above me, with me. Praise to the God in you. Praise to the God around all of us. And peace to the elements. Hey world. It's your girl Corinne here with some more cardio in chat. And I don't know about y'all, but there are some days, today's actually one of those days, right? I just don't feel like doing a video. I don't feel like talking. I don't feel like doing any of that. And a lot of that has to do with Mother Nature, just saying. But during moments like this, and I'm sharing this part of the video just, for my transparency. Just moments like this is when I would typically normally stop and I would rest. I'm like, I won't do a video. It doesn't matter. But to know that the God that's in me, the light that shines through me, to be an open and willing vessel to be able to share the gift that has been given to me to y'all. It's an everyday thing, no days off. I was laying in my bed when I was meditating and praying, and I just started focusing on my breath. And you know how they call it like the prana, right? Breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth, and you just feel the life vibration and the force. And the thought that I had was, I didn't take a day off with you this morning. So as long as I don't take a day off with you, giving you this heartbeat, giving you this blood circulation, giving you this breath, then you don't take a day off. Speaking to the people, speaking to God's people, right? About ways that they can heal themselves, ways that they can love themselves, ways that they can just make themselves happy. So, my full transparency, I have my notes for today. We're going to get into it, but it's definitely one of those days that I wanted to take a day off. And God was like, no days off. You committed, you agreed, we're channeling through you. So let's get this done, right? All right, so with that said, today's topic is going to be, what is the bioavailability and why does it matter, right? Now, when we talk about nutrition or supplements, one word you might hear a lot is bioavailability. But what does that actually mean? And why should you care? So I'm going to break that down a little bit. So bioavailability, in simple terms, it's basically how much of a nutrient or substance your body can actually absorb and use. It's one thing to consume a vitamin, mineral, herb, or even a medication, but it's a whole other thing for your body to process it, get it into your bloodstream, and deliver it to the cells that you need. Think of bioavailability like a delivery system. Just because a truck has packages doesn't mean all of those boxes will make it to the right doorstep. Y'all know. Similarly, not everything you consume makes it where it needs to go in your body. So that brings us to, why does bioavailability matter? Well, if the nutrients in your food or supplements aren't bioavailable, they're basically wasted. So we're going to use an example, like say you're taking iron supplements because you're low in iron. But if your body isn't absorbing the iron, maybe because you're eating it with calcium-rich foods, which that actually blocks iron absorption. It's not going to help you. The same goes for like protein powders, multivitamins, or even whole foods. You need to consider how well your body can actually break down and absorb those nutrients. We have factors that affect this, and some of the key factors that are going to help determine how bioavailable something is going to be, one, the form of the nutrient, because not all forms of nutrients are created equal. For example, when it comes to magnesium, you have magnesium citrate, which is more bioavailable than magnesium oxide, meaning your body absorbs it better, right? Similarly, you have foods like heme irons that are found in animal products. That's going to be more bioavailable than heme irons found in plants. Next, you have how is it consumed, right? Because some nutrients need fat to be absorbed, like your vitamins A, D, E, and K, which are fat soluble. So if you're taking them on an empty stomach or without fatty foods, your body won't absorb them, especially not properly. And on the other hand, some nutrients like vitamin C, which are water soluble, they don't need fat, but they require to be taken more consistently because your body doesn't store them. You also have things like your digestive health, right? If your gut health is off due to poor diet, stress, or certain medical conditions, your ability to actually absorb nutrient decreases significantly. Even the best supplements won't do much to your digestive system if your digestive system isn't working properly. That's why improving gut health with like fiber, probiotics, and a balanced diet is so important. And you want to do that first. You also have other foods or substances that, when they're consumed together, they can actually enhance bioavailability. For instance, pairing turmeric with black pepper, which is piperine, that increases the absorption of the curcumin, which is the active ingredient in turmeric, and that increases it by 2,000%. We have other foods that can block absorption. For example, things like drinking tea or coffee with meals can reduce iron absorption because of the tannins and the polyphenols that they contain. You also have your bioavailability in whole foods versus your supplements, right? Whole foods have definitely much better bioavailability because they come with all the cofactors needed for absorption. You have things like when you eat spinach for its iron, it also contains some vitamin C, which helps your body absorb that iron better. It's really like some vinaigrette, right? However, you have supplements that can help with specific nutrients, especially if they're hard to get from food. You just want to make sure that you're choosing high quality, bioavailable forms and taking them correctly. So how do you maximize bioavailability? So you can just make sure that you're getting the most out of what you consume by first pairing foods strategically. Eat fat-soluble vitamins with healthy fats like avocado or olive oil. Pair plant-based iron sources with vitamin C. So think of, like I said, the spinach with lemon juice. Choose the right form, like look for supplements with high bioavailable forms like magnesium glycinate or chelated minerals. The right time, because some nutrients compete for absorption, right? So you have calcium and iron should not be taken together because they block each other. You want to space them out. Now, you know, something that people don't realize, and it's often overlooked, is that iron and calcium pairing, right? And how easy it is to do that because we aren't properly educated or it's not talked about. So like example, iron supplements with milk. Right, very common. Many people take their iron supplements with a glass of milk thinking that it will reduce stomach irritation. Unfortunately, the calcium in milk significantly blocks the iron absorption. Next, you have things like your breakfast pairings, right? Foods like fortified cereals that are identified as rich in iron are often paired with milk or yogurt, which can then cancel out some of the iron benefits. Also, taking many of these known multivitamins, because they're poorly designed, you have multivitamins that include iron in the same formula, which reduces the effectiveness of both, right? These are some like key things to really pay attention to, and although small, they have massive effects on your bioavailability of the minerals that you're ingesting. Now, another way to improve your bioavailability in the body is also mainly to just improve your gut health. A healthy gut means better absorption, so you want to eat fiber-rich foods like probiotics if needed, and avoid excess sugars and processed foods. With all that said, why should you care about it, right? Well, at the end of the day, bioavailability determines how much value you're getting from your diet and your supplements. It's not just about eating more nutrients, it's about absorbing them better. If you're spending time investing in high quality foods and supplements, wouldn't you want to make your body the best optimal place that's going to benefit from them? And for those of you seeking to actually lose weight or have any body changes in general, the better bioavailability means less you have to consume of something that may not be beneficial to your body. So the name of the game is biohacking, right? And for athletes or anyone with specific health goals, bioavailability can make the main difference between hitting your targets and falling short. So I'm sure the next question is how to know if your foods or your supplements aren't bioavailable, or if they're even being fully absorbed when you're taking them, right? I know you are. So look, if your body isn't absorbing nutrients well, there are often signs, both physical and measurable, and there are different symptoms that can indicate poor absorption. And you can also watch for clues in both your urine, sweat, and stool. Let's break that down a little bit. 1, if your body isn't absorbing nutrients effectively, you may notice like low energy or fatigue. Poor absorption of iron, B vitamins, or magnesium can actually lead to tiredness or weakness. Next, you have like brittle hair, nails, or dry skin. These could point out the low absorption of zinc, biotin, or essential fatty acids. If you're experiencing like frequent illness, it's a lack of bioavailability of irons like your C, D, or zinc, because that weakens your immune system. If you have muscle cramps or weaknesses, that indicates poor magnesium, potassium, or calcium absorption. And lastly, you may have digestion issues, bloating, diarrhea, pale stool, which actually might mean your digestive system isn't breaking down or absorbing nutrients properly. So some of the physical clues you may notice is like through your urine, sweat, and through your stool, right? So for instance, urine. If you have like bright yellow urine, this often occurs after taking like B complex vitamins or multivitamins. It's a sign that your body has excreted excess vitamins, more importantly like your B2 riboflavin, meaning it didn't absorb everything. Now, your urine should be pale yellow to clear, but that's if you're taking, it's common that if you're taking like multivitamins or B complex stack, that your urine is like a little more yellow, and that's typically harmless. But because this happens, as I mentioned in previous videos, certain vitamins are water soluble, so they're going to pass out of your body, especially through your urine. All right, so you have another way that you could tell if your minerals are not absorbing, and that's through experiencing like frequent or excessive urination. This is like when your body flushes out these water soluble vitamins like your B complex, your C, and it'll do that before your body has time to fully absorb it. This also goes into why I don't agree that taking in more water is better, especially depending on your certain circumstances, right? Because you're going to end up flushing out minerals prior to having them absorb into the body. But go check out my other video. I talked about the myths about water. I did a whole thing over there. That's a long video, but go check it out. It's really great. Now, the other way you could tell physically is through like your sweat. If it's salty, or if you're cramping, right? That can indicate an imbalance in electrolytes, like your sodium, potassium, and magnesium. If you're supplementing, but you're still cramping, absorption might be an issue. So here's gonna be like that fine balance too, right? You might be sweating out minerals, but if you don't sweat enough, and you don't have noticeable odor or residue in your sweat, you then also have some minerals like sulfur, as I mentioned, because sulfur actually produces distinct smells that need to be metabolized. And if you're not sweating them out, they may not be absorbing. So there's like that fine line between sweating too much, right? Because then you're sweating out electrolytes, and then not sweating enough to not sweat out sulfur. Yeah, I mean, it's a whole thing, but trust me, once you get it, you got it. You can also look at like your stool. You may know, so like for instance, like my aunt, love my auntie to death. She would always tell me that life and death is in the colon, right? And if you want to understand what's going on in your body, how is it functioning, how is it being maintained, you should be looking at your stool. And this is so true. And I just remember telling her, I was like, ew, I don't want to look at my poop. That's gross. But once you start realizing why you need to do it, you start understanding what is happening inside your body, because it's going to show on the outside, right? And I actually might do a whole video on poop. I don't know. Stay tuned. But anyway, undigested food and stool can mean, your body isn't breaking down nutrients properly, possibly due to enzyme deficiencies or gut health. You have black stool after iron supplementations. This typically indicates unabsorbed iron being excreted, while some is normal, excessively back, or like that could just actually just cause poor absorption. I'm tripping over my words. Child, let me grab something to drink. All right, so if you're experiencing extremely black or tarry stool, that might suggest poor absorption, all right? If you have fatty or greasy stool, this could indicate malabsorption of the fat-soluble vitamins like your A, D, E, and K, or a bile production issue. And this is another reason why it's important not to get cheap ingredients. Some forms of vitamins and minerals are less bioavailable. For example, you have magnesium oxide, which is poorly absorbed, versus magnesium glycinate, which is highly absorbed. You have synthetic vitamin E, which is less effective than natural vitamin E, which is your D-alpha tocopherol. I think I said that right. Many people mess up the words, but so did I. Anyway, y'all get it. It's a natural source of vitamin E. And then you also have people that mess up the timing of when to take these. So like if you take fat-soluble vitamins like your A, D, E, and K without fat, or you consume iron with calcium, you're just basically not maximizing absorption. So be very mindful of also multivitamins that have incompatible nutrients. Like some products actually mix your nutrients that block each other out, your calcium, iron, or water-soluble and fat-soluble vitamins. So be careful of those. But as I mentioned before, first things first, before taking any nutrients or minerals that you think you might be deficient in, or you want to change your protocol, or you want to improve anything, you want to improve your gut health. If your gut isn't functioning properly, even the most bioavailable nutrients won't absorb. You want to eat fermented foods like your yogurt or kimchi. You want to take probiotics, prebiotics, or digestive enzymes if needed. You want to increase your fiber intake for a healthier gut lining. You want to choose supplements in their most bioavailable forms, like chelated minerals or methylated vitamins, like methylcobalamin for B12. Oh my gosh. You can pair nutrients strategically, like your vitamin C plus your iron, which is going to boost absorption. You have your fat plus vitamins A, D, E, K, which ensures proper absorption. Now, remember, I'm not your doctor. So there are times that you might need to go get a professional advice and then just seek something from a medical advisor, right? If you suspect poor nutrient absorption, your doctor can run tests like doing blood work, right? It will check your deficiency of like your iron, B12, vitamin D. You could do a stool analysis, which will evaluate your digestion, absorption, efficiency. You can also do urine tests that will look for excessive excretions of nutrients, right? Start by paying attention to your physical signs like your energy, your stools, your consistency, your changes in urine. If you notice consistent symptoms of nutrient deficiencies or waste like bright urine or greasy stools, it's time to adjust your diet or adjust your supplement strategy, and then consider consulting a healthcare provider. So the next time you're choosing a supplement or planning a meal, ask yourself, how bioavailable is this for me? And what changes do I need to do to make my lifestyle better? Basically, you want to biohack your body. Yes? Yes. I kind of feel like I didn't have a lot of energy for today's video, but I got through my notes. Yay! And I know I will be blessed accordingly. Yay! So thank you guys so much. Hopefully this video was helpful. Make sure you go do your cardio, listen to this video, pass it on, share it with others. Thank you for being the best part of me and keeping me focused, keeping me accountable. And like I said, my morning get up was like, hey, I woke you up, I did these things, go do your thing. And I did. So until next time, peace, love, and light. Ciao for now.